What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Jules, and as you guys have been seeing, I've been dropping a new video day after day. So if you're new, I'm doing Vlogmas. I'm gonna be dropping a new video every single day. So a continuation of the last video, I said that I'm going to be installing the downpipe. I'm going to continue the video from there, and I want to give a big shout out to Jimmy, who has a Honda Civic Type R as well. It's wrapped, he tracks it. It has a bunch of crazy mods done to it. It's full bolt-ons, it's tuned. I've also shared the car on the channel as well. It's crazy. I've also got a ride in the car as well, and the car pulls like crazy. It has some crazy torque. So I definitely want to say big shout out Jimmy. Go ahead and follow him on Instagram. I definitely want to thank Jimmy for helping me install the downpipe and allowing me to share the process with you guys. I'm gonna throw a clip in here of his car so you guys can check it out, and he also has the Remix exhaust with a Catless downpipe as well. So definitely big shout out to Jimmy. Go ahead and check out his Instagram. So I'm by Jimmy's. How many installs have you done? Like 15 downpipes? Too many? He's done like 10 to 15 downpipes. Would you say the downpipe's tricky, or is just
so it's
like a process?
It's not tricky, you just got to work quick.
Okay.
And it's always the risk of, you know, the stud or nuts snapping, but we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, so basically there's a possibility of where the downpipe is hooked up to the hot side of the turbo is actually a stud. When you try to loosen it up, it might snap. But I'm gonna show you guys the downpipe that I went with. So I don't know, I haven't really seen a lot of people with this downpipe, and it's a surprise. You guys, I'm gonna share who previously had this downpipe before, but as you guys can see, we got a lot of stuff in here. So this is just NICs. Got like a little defouler, and this is the downpipe right here. Woo! So this is the goods. So this is the Dream Automotive Catless Hardlagged downpipe, and this is what, 3.5 inch to like,
it's pretty massive.
Yeah, 3.5 inch to the top to 3 inch to the bottom. And this is Razzie FK8. I'm gonna post a video so you guys can check out his car with the Dream Automotive Hardlagged Catless downpipe. Also guys, before we get into the video, I want to talk about the Dream Automotive Hardlagged Catless downpipe. So I'm gonna talk about the company for a second. So Dream Automotive is a company that's based out in the UK. They have been around for a while. They have worked on a lot of the FK2s. If you guys don't know, the new Civic Type R that I have, which they finally brought the Type R to the US, is the FK8. So the FK2s are basically the Honda Civic Type R FK2 with the quad exhaust in the back, and the old is a hatchback, and it looks like an older version. It kind of looks like the Civic Type R, but it's a little bit different. So it has the same basically engine that's in the FK8 now. So they've actually done crazy mods to that car, shoot flames out the back. They have done some crazy mods. They know exactly what they're doing. So for the Honda Civic Type R FK8, the one that I have, they made a downpipe that is 3.5 inch from the back of the turbo. Usually it's like a 3 inch to 3 inch from the top to the bottom, but the downpipe that I have from them is actually a 3.5 inch, and then the bottom is a 3 inch that goes back to the Remix exhaust. So the Dream Automotive downpipe has basically a like hard lag wrap around the whole downpipe to help mitigate the heat. So it's kind of like forged around the downpipe, and you guys will see in the video as well, it's forged around the downpipe to keep the heat down. So when I saw that, I was like, I gotta get this downpipe, because as you guys seen in my previous video, I was not a fan of actually wrapping the front pipe or wrapping the downpipe, but this downpipe actually has that heat wrap forged on the downpipe. So when I saw that, I had to pick it up. But the only thing is, when I saw it, because the company is located in the UK, the price for it is expensive. So saw someone actually selling the Dream Automotive Catless downpipe in his Razzie FK8. He also has a video of his Type R on YouTube as well, throwing flames out the back.
Details for him down in the description. The car's mapped on K-Tuner. I love that noise out the back. Do you know what? These are so much quicker than I was expecting.
He sold his Civic Type R. He only had it on his car for a few months, and he was selling it for way cheaper. So when I saw he was selling it, I had to jump on it right away. The downpipe, and then we also got the PTP Turbo Blanket for the hot side of the turbo. So there's that, and picked up the springs to go along with it, because after you take off the stock downpipe with the heat shield, the hot side of the turbo is exposed, and you actually can see it, and it's going to be out in the open. And of course, you don't want to touch it and burn yourself. So the PTP blanket is going to definitely help with the heat, and if anyone tries to touch it, it's going to be covered. All right, guys. So Jimmy's going to start on it right now.
Okay, so what we have to do is basically remove the inlet first. So it's a 10 millimeter here, 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 and here. And then on this plastic bracket here, there's also two black 10 millimeter bolts, one and then two down here. And the inlet pipe has two 12 millimeter bolts holding it there, more like, you know, like sideways, horizontal to each other. But it's deep in there, so you need some extensions. And we also need to remove the engine cover here, so it's all these 10 millimeter bolts,
yep.
like 5 of them. And then later we'll also remove this part of the intake. We may need to remove the whole intake just so we have more leverage to get into the downpipe, the turbo bolts.
And as you guys can see, the heat shield, this is the downpipe right here, but it extends out to cover for the hot side of the turbo. So after you take that heat shield out, this is going to be exposed.
But the heat shield is tough to get. This one right here and the one on the side's easy. But then after I get the inlet off, I have to jack the car up just so I can get access to this heat shield bolt right here. And you have to go from underneath the car to get the best access. Okay. Once you have a magical tool, but that's the best way, only way to do it.
So he's going to do those first bolts on the inlet.
And the car is just turned off, so it's super hot right now.
Yep.
So let's just keep everything organized.
And you recommend do it while it's hot?
Yes, I do, personally. Just so the bolts are easier to take out. Pretty much the goal right now is to get everything off, or mainly get the turbo heat shield off, just so we can spray the bolts with speed blaster. There we go. Super hot. So. Oh, yeah.
Try to hook you up here.
So I can feel.
I like the little rubber glove idea.
Yeah. Well, probably this one's better. This one. Actually, they're both pretty good. So 10 millimeter bolt here, and there's one right there.
All the way down there.
Yeah, all the way down there. Yeah. So we just get these two out. I use a magnet as well. But these are easy to remember because they're like black. Oh, okay. So it goes to the black bracket.
Oh, okay.
So you can also pull these cables out, so it's easier to see. Done it so many times, I just do it blind.
Yep. And it's like all the way down there, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see it. It's like a little hole down there. 10 millimeters?
Yep.
Right?
There's 5 of them. Oh yeah. You don't need to take the bolts out. Just loosen them and you lift the whole thing up.
Lift the whole thing up. Yep.
I put it here just so I don't scratch, like, you know, because it's not my car.
But I like how you take pride in your car too.
Yeah. Swing it out. Let's check on it. There you go. Let's move this somewhere safe. I'm gonna remove the two 12mm bolts for the inlet pipe. So you can kind of just follow it. You can kind of see it right there. It is that guy right there. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah.
Right there. I hope you guys can see it.
Yep.
Make sure it's not looser. Okay. There you go. So sometimes it's hard to take this out just because it's super hot. So leave it a little loose, and then you can use a magnet. RV6.
Ooh, so we got like a RV6 magnet, and
It comes with any downpipes you buy from
grab the
them.
bolt.
Yep.
That's pretty dope.
And there's one more. This is where you have to unplug. I think this is the turbo something. One of those. But no, don't break this. But you unplug it here.
Oh, okay. It's like in that little actuator.
Yeah.
thing.
Unplug it just so you have better access.
Yep. So we unplugged it.
And I moved this out the way. Just be careful of anything.
Okay.
It's like behind and underneath.
Okay.
Let me get the socket on there. Let's shine it from above. Yeah.
Like right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. So it's on there. I don't know if you guys can see it. I know where it is. Hope you guys can see it.
Yeah, it's like really down there.
Yeah. Spin it out by hand. It's like right underneath of this, like directly straight down where my finger is.
Okay.
And you guys can see the bolt coming out, maybe. Well, I see it. But sometimes you can get the bolt out. Nice. There you go.
You got it.
So now we're gonna remove the intake tube here. I'm just gonna remove this and this just for now.
All right. You know what size that is?
So this is a 732.
732. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna remove the entire intake because it'll help a lot later. Okay, so now I'll take a 10mm out right here. Basically, we're removing this little section right here for now. Let's not lose these. Make sure we know what goes where. So you can just hold it up like that a little bit. Fit a socket back there. There you go. Just do it by hand.
Cool. He got that out.
So now, this is kind of like a rubber O-ring, so you kind of just like, you can twist it out, just pull it out slowly. There we go. Yep, see the rubber right there? So you just pull it out. Cool. Leave it to the side over here. So, yep, so now you can literally just pull these out, no problem. There you go. So people always have questions about this. This, you could technically just break it off and reuse a normal hose clamp. Or if you really want to reuse it, you can just do what I do. And so pull both out, and you kind of just essentially wiggle it out. See how it's coming out right now?
Mm-hmm.
Just wiggle it right out, like just like that. Bam, easy.
Hmm.
Leave it somewhere safe. Okay, the inlet pipe's also out. So let's pull this out right now. So also there's one thing right here. There's like a little grommet, so you kind of pull that way. You can see it right there.
Oh, okay.
And then you can, yeah. And then this is super hot. So let me actually get it. So there's also a gasket down here as well. You might hear it clattering around. Essentially, you just wiggle it out.
And that's down by the turbo, right?
Yeah, right there. This is the inlet pipe. There's a gasket.
That's the gasket right there.
Gasket goes like that.
Okay.
So let's leave this somewhere safe, right over here. So we're literally already at almost there. So now we can see that the turbo heat shield bolt, or turbo downpipe, whatever you want to call it. One here, there's three of them in a triangle shape, here, here on the side, and then one blind one like right here. So right now, I'm gonna jack the car up and get under there. So I'm doing it, I call it the two jack method, basically because the center jack point's kind of like all the way in the center, but it's so far back, so I have to jack one end up, and then I fit another jack stand through the front. But,
oh, okay. Oh man, it goes underneath there, Jimmy.
oh yeah. It is way down there.
So the jacking point is all the way down there.
Kind of always guide yourself because it's at the end of this plastic, and it's like where the center is like a hole. That's where like the jack point is. right there.
Yep. It's really underneath there.
Hard to see it, but yeah, it's ridiculous. Doing 3 clicks on the jack stand for here.
So we're just moving that out now.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Let's check it.
Yep,
Is
this sounds good, yep.
Alright, cool.
So the next step is what? The heat shield?
Yep, that one bottom one. And that's the hard one. Other than that, it's almost ready to come out. Okay, so I do it blind. So it's a 12mm socket. I recommend a ratcheting wrench.
Okay.
Yeah, so I take this one out first, then I do these two. There's 6 of those. You just spin it. Pull the arrow to loosen, opposite of the arrow to tighten.
So there's an arrow on there. The opposite to loose, tighten is the opposite way. So the arrow is to unloose. And then there's 2 of these guys, and these are in the front. Like Phillips.
Also, it's good to look at the heat shield underneath, just so you see if there's any leaks.
Ooh.
But no leaks, so we're good.
So you guys can probably see his hand right there. As you guys can see that line on the heat shield right there, there's a bolt holding the side of it. Of that line of the heat shield, there's a bolt inside of
You
it.
gotta do it blind. I don't see anything right now.
Yeah. So now the next steps are to spray and pray.
Yep, spray and pray.
Oh shoot.
So let's remove this actually now. The other 2 bolts. Let's see what they look like right there.
He's removing the top one, and then there's one on the side.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, so it's literally just
Yeah, it's right
on the
there.
side. Okay.
That's why this one you can see it's kind of like there's no.
There's no way to get to it or nothing.
I mean, if you have really small hands, I guess, but.
Yeah. So you put in the bolts up there.
Yep. So now we need to remove the O2 sensor. This is the primary O2 sensor. So this is the O2 sensor tool. See how it has a little opening here?
Oh, okay.
So you slide it through. There you go. And just loosen it. That's it. Sometimes it gets stuck. There we go. That's good. So I'll just do it by hand. And just watch this cable here. So you want to hold it and also twist it while you're twisting the socket.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm just twisting this as well.
Mm.
Yeah, this is expensive, so don't break this. Okay. Put that there. And now this comes out. Just move this out the way. You just gotta just wiggle it out. Yeah. There you go.
Ooh, with the downpipe right there.
So now you see all 4. There's a nut, stud, then nut, and stud again, and like a 4.
To remove the downpipe.
Yeah.
So as you guys can see, he's spraying the stud and the bolt.
Yeah. So after this, there'll be a lot of steam coming out, but it's just excess PB blaster burning off. So now we can actually test some of it. So these are all 14mm
bolts.
Yeah.
Cool. So he sprayed the top, the 2 top, the 2 bottom. Of course, 1 bolt, 1 stud, but it's kind of like crisscross.
So usually these actually come out pretty easily.
So you see he has like a pry bar, 14mm. He's slightly loosening them up.
Yeah, just go slowly. Don't want to go
too fast.
Too crazy. Just take our time.
You might have to give a break and then come back.
Yeah.
Loosen it a little bit, spray some more.
Yep. That little bit will keep seeping. This is a good thing. So if I'm able to do this, then, you know, it's successful.
Yep.
It's just hot.
Yep, very hot. You can still see the smoke coming off of it.
Good.
Cool.
1 out of 3. Or 1 out of 4. Yeah, it's fine. Good noise. Take our time. Well, in the meantime, let's take the intake off so we have more leverage. Clip. Clip. Leave it aside.
Cool. So you just take those little, push those clips in and then unplug the map sensor and it comes off.
Well, then there's two 10mm bolts.
Yep. And I showed it in my also previous video because I have the K&N filter.
Oh yeah. So this one right here actually, I checked 4 total. These. So there's one right here as well.
In the back.
Yep. By the battery. And one all the way down here.
It was down there on the side.
Another 10mm. So you need a long extension. So you don't have to remove it, you just need to loosen it and just pull the whole thing up.
So the bolt just dangles in there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The trick, just go where you see the orange and the rubber. Let me see it. Go in there and just shuck it out. Comes right out. I know a lot of people do some weird stuff, but this is the best way, the quickest way. See how fast I'm going through these?
Oh, so like right above it?
Yep, right above the orange into the rubber. Not just shuck it out. Like you're shucking
Oh yeah,
oyster.
pull it up? Okay.
And this one, just this is rubber. And more right here. There we go.
Ooh.
This, you just grab it here. Pull it up. Actually, there's one more thing right here. For the battery.
Oh, and it was just a clip from the battery? Oh, okay.
There's a rubber grommet down here, so you want to just pull it up. And there you go. Move this out the way.
Okay, so he's tucking that out the way.
Yep. There you go. Wiggle it out. Kind of just pull it down towards front of you. Figure it out. See the rubber grommet that's down here?
Oh.
Yep, right here.
Oh, okay. Yep.
That's fine. Good noises. Okay, so now the reason why I took that out, intake, so I have better access to this one.
To the bolt?
Yeah.
Toward like the bumper?
Yep.
Okay. So you guys can see he has like a long extension that goes across.
Just move this O2 sensor out the way a little more.
Oh, so you just unplugged it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's loose. I'm just getting out my hand.
Oh, okay. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Bolt's out there. Yes. 2 out of 4. So 2 of the bolts are out. Now it's more the nuts.
The nuts.
To remove this thing here, don't press down. Normally people press down, but instead pull out so you can take it out. Say a prayer. All good. We have 3 out of 4. I'm not lying when I say it's hot.
Yeah. Boom.
Looking good. Okay, last one. The frame. Too much anxiety doing this.
Anxiety, yeah. I'm over here pissing my pants,
Sweating.
sweating.
You're always careful, don't scratch anything.
He needs some milk.
Wow. Okay.
You guys hear that? The man said himself.
I said okay. That's good. All right, let's get the last one out. There you go. She's moving.
Yep, she's moving. Dude, guys, I'm sweating over here. I got anxiety. I'm pissing my pants a little bit.
Oh, it's stuck. It's out though. It just I dropped it. Yeah, it's out. So we're good. The hardest part is done.
The hardest part is done. Oh my god, guys, I feel like I just had a child.
So right now, so ignore this stuff. I don't know if you guys see the video. It's just PP blaster that I sprayed a ton of.
So it kind of looks like oil, but it's
Yeah, so I will wipe it off at the end. So now down here is the downpipe, the front pipe connection. So it's 3 bolts in a triangle shape, 1, 2, 3. And then you also need to remove these hangers. I recommend moving them now, just because when you pull the downpipe up, it won't get in the way. So there's 2 bolts. Everything here is it's all 14s. So super easy. Yep, one. See how much faster this is than the downpipe one?
Yep.
There we go. So I recommend using like a 3/8 ratchet. If you use a 1/2, maybe a little too big to fit in some areas. See, Jules has the front pipe Cerakoted or ceramic coated.
Yeah, I was either gonna wrap it or Cerakote it, but I was like, just in case anything happened, I can't see underneath there, so Cerakote for the win.
Exactly, so it's next to the engine.
Yep.
Get them moving together. One more right here.
So that one's kind of like up there.
Yeah, this is the one where you want to use a smaller socket, a 3/8 preferably. Use a 1/2, it won't fit. It may, just depends. There you go. Now we're gonna remove the 14 back here, 14 right here, on each side. So.
And the bow's on the kind of like the opposite side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Goes right here. And then second part uses the socket. Yeah, this is just a lot of wrenching.
Yeah, just wrenching, yeah.
You see a lot of PP, how much PP blaster I sprayed.
Oh shoot, yeah.
More the better. Well, I know there is something else besides PP blaster that people use. I'm just sticking to what works. And this, you can do it by hand.
And then you guys can see the actual charge pipe, how close it is to the downpipe, a little bit down there.
Yep.
It's not that close, but I mean, it is kind of close.
It's like right here, the lower one.
Yeah.
So this is how you, if you're installing the charge pipe on the, this is the hot, this is the hot side. It's only one pipe down here.
The charge pipe and the heat shield is like right next to each other.
One bracket here done, and then the other one.
Yep, so that was the bracket in that bolt. Dope.
And when you retighten these, there's not really a torque spec, but the downpipe to front, the turbo to downpipe, that has a torque spec. I recommend. Okay, and there's actually one more thing. Let's do it from the top. Secondary O2 sensor. There we go. I prefer loosening it by hand. Alright, reach around you.
Just grab it again. You guys can see it. Yep, there it is.
There it is.
That hole
So,
is down there.
what I did was I put it here like this, underneath. See how it just goes in there? And I used a wrench. And I broke it. After that, so sometimes it can get stuck on here, so you want to like tighten it and then loosen it again just so it breaks the hold. After that, you want to do it by hand. So I like doing this, twist, out.
On,
that.
twist, open.
So there's also one thing here. I don't know, this rubber nipple thing here, it always gets caught. I'm not actually sure what it is.
Yeah, I see that.
So I always just take it off.
Oh, okay.
And you'll put it back later. So right now, it's on the studs. Oh yeah, downpipe studs. There you go. Oh. Yeah, it's super hot. And that's also why you remove the bracket. If you don't remove the bracket, then these two, they get caught.
They get caught, okay.
That's it, we're out. Yeah, she's out.
Guys, my anxiety is through the roof.
Let's compare it to the Dream.
Wow, that's crazy. It's definitely way bigger up top. Sheesh. That's insane. And then you can see like the small little hot side of the turbine.
See the little turbo film.
That pushes the air out. That's the hot air. That's sick.
And then so I mean you can get a new gasket. I just reuse the same one. It's really optional.
Okay. And my car brand spanking new.
Yeah. And we reuse the OEM bolts, or you can upgrade them too. But it's not really.
Took out the PTP Turbo Blanket out of the box. He's unraveling it. He also has the same in his as well.
Springs. It's like $5 something.
Yeah.
I think. Don't quote me. The turbo itself is all this little thing here.
Yep.
So you kind of see where it's gonna wrap around that area here. Right there.
Okay.
You can kind of see it.
You can use the same type of curve.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So then this part, you got to loop it underneath this bar here. So let's do that. So be careful here too. This blanket has some sharp tips. I don't know, just random strands of sharp stuff.
So you kind of went from the downpipe side under.
Underneath, loop it under this bar, just pull it.
Okay.
It's still hot here too. And open it up. You can kind of see where it was going to wrap around. This is like your marker. This curve here, you see, sits right in there like that.
Nice.
So then just make sure the blanket's looped around. Stick your hand underneath and just like kind of just feel it.
You talking about the other flap?
The side flaps, yep.
The side flaps.
And then the other ones will do the spring.
Okay.
So now you want to do this one first, the farthest one on the passenger side.
And that's a little circle thing at the end of it.
The small end first, and then the other end will loop around over right here. So this end will be on here.
Okay.
But let's get this first one on.
The small one on that bottom end that
so
you showed.
Yep. So the flat end I like going on first.
Okay.
Yeah, this flat end. See how this is the other spiral that goes away.
Okay. Okay, so he hooks it there. There we go. Yep. Boom. So you kind of like hook it through that side.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
You'll feel like the way the blanket's supposed to sit.
So he's kind of like wrapping it underneath it, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Like hugging it.
And then it hooks from the side through that corner.
Yes. It's. I wish I could show it better.
Yeah, it was kind of hard, but I think you guys will get definitely the idea of after you wrap it underneath there, the hook kind of like goes to the side and hooks up on the other side, and then he's hooking it onto the side of it.
First try. There we go.
That's it.
Ooh. Same thing for the side.
Same thing for the other side.
The other side is easier because you can see everything. So same thing for the other side. Flat side first. Two different buttons.
There's two different
one, and then one.
For the
two
opposite
on each
side.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
Okay. So this one you can see right here. You can do it with your hand.
Oh, and
there you go.
Here.
Yep. So this one, and now when you put the downpipe back on, you do have to just maneuver the blanket around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys can see a hook like that. The spring just sitting there.
Yeah.
From that side to that side. And then you can see how it hugs the side of it and everything. So that is pretty sickening though.
Yeah,
and then and then after you just gotta position it.
Then later, when the downpipe goes on, you just move this flap, move it out the way.
Oh, okay, kind of like that.
Yeah, see how the bottom right there too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you kind of just move it out the way. For the dream.
Jeez, look at that. Nice. And this thing is, quality. The first one is the primary, right? The top
yes,
one?
this is the primary. This is secondary.
Okay.
So this is the one where you'll mostly get the cell for, or the check engine light.
Yep.
So you want it to be facing 90 degrees forward. So here, I go with the max I can. So then I just move it back and I'll tighten the bolt.
I'll post a link in the description where I bought this defiler. I'll let you guys know in the future as well about everything else, about the sale, etc., etc.
That's good. Let's drop her in.
In the gasket.
Yep, so there's two studs. Line up on the two studs first. One right here with a triangle shape. So this is the part where you want to move the blanket out. You have to move the blanket out again later for the bottom. Actually, I think I did it pretty good.
Oh, to clear.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. There you go. Perfect. So let's just put some on some of the bolts, just for placeholders. Line in here where the gasket sits to make sure underneath isn't being caught by the blanket.
Or nothing. Okay.
Yeah, but I checked the ratings. See that tighten. Just get a hand tight, normal torque spec it.
So now we're gonna
Torque spec all the bolts. So 35 foot-pounds. That's all you need. See my contraption here. Actually, let's put this little rubber nipple back on.
Yep. So that little nipple he took off.
Yeah. Actually,
what is that?
I actually don't know. Someone can figure it out. I don't know. Secondary O2 sensor, so you can see where I positioned the sorry. This is why you want a 90-degree defouler. Goes right here. You just tighten it. Then later we'll get the other tool. Sensor socket. Hand tight first. It doesn't need crazy tight. Just enough where like you don't
Snug
have
it.
yeah, snug. Doesn't need to be crazy. It's a secondary O2 sensor. Position these wires in a good way. Primary. So let's clip this guy back in. See the edge right here? Yep, right there.
Oh, okay. And
There you go. Click. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Yep. So this goes right here. Make sure everything's looking good. Go straight. Doesn't really matter. All right. Same thing here. Watch for this when it's spinning. Yeah, so you just keep twisting. That's it. So hand tighten again. Get to here. Hand tighten. Okay.
oh, so that shield, that little circle thing still stays on?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so just a little bit. See how I'm giving pressure and it doesn't move? That's all you really need. You don't want to like muscle this thing in there.
Yeah.
There you go. Sometimes you might have to like go loose just so you clicks it out. There you go. So downpipe is officially in. Torque spec, torque spec, torque spec, torque spec. 2 sensors are in. The rubber nipple thing here. You want to zoom in on that?
And it plugs in like that. So if you guys wanted to see, he just flipped it the opposite way and then click. It went click. Boom. These are actually studs. As you see, the downpipe they're actually studs. Dream Automotive does not have studs in it or the front pipe, so you have to get your basically nut and bolt. But luckily Jimmy saved my butt today and he has some extra. So you just gotta get the nut and bolt, put it through, thread the nut, good to go. And you can see on the Type R, the oil filter is right underneath to just twist it. On my 8 gen, it's a pain in the butt. You gotta like go through the wheel well, and because it's on the back of the engine. But this is way easier. Oh, the gasket.
Yeah. Well, I'm just testing right now and make sure these bolts and nuts even fit in here.
Oh, fit through it, through the hole. I mean.
Yeah.
And then the brackets are just like a placeholder to keep everything from moving.
Yep.
when it
Downpipe. It's
flexes.
an extra secureness. Yeah.
Sweet. So, oh, perfect, perfect timing.
Yeah.
Battery had got like hot, so I just swapped it.
Only thing is, the contact here is very tight, but the bolt is very secure. So.
Oh, okay. But it should be fine with the gasket and everything.
Yeah. We'll check out the works too for any leaks.
Okay.
But it should be fine. No issues. It's just that like these bolts are just like generic. You know, they're not made for this down. I mean, they're just generic.
Yeah. So now he's putting the
Side bracket thing.
side bracket, because it goes from like the side of the downpipe to the engine, right?
Yeah. So the trans and the engine. 14mm bolts. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it threads into the hole.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's a little easier.
Yeah.
That's why
nice.
compared to these are just
Yeah.
you gotta get a bolt and
The
nuts.
nut, yeah.
There you go. There you go. That's it. Now this side. There you go. Thread it in. Whew.
Sweet.
Stabilizer good. Alright, that's it. Let me go clean up.
The gasket.
Yep, so you can gotta go either way, but OEM, this gasket goes on the inlet, or you can just put it directly onto the turbo here.
And if you guys ever wanted to see how the turbo look or the
Yeah.
wheel, but yeah, I could probably see it a little bit.
It's
Yeah,
still
there you
warm. Jesus.
Sheesh. But yeah, it's down there. Yep, so now he's gonna put it back.
Yep. So you just move everything out the way pretty much. all the way back. Sometimes the gasket may fall out, so just make sure it's on there. And always check here. Remember this thing I said in the beginning. Make sure it slides right in.
Right in. Okay.
Make sure the gasket don't fall out. Alright, that's it.
And the gasket is good. Yep.
Yep.
See it.
That's it.
Yep. Gasket is like right there. You can see like the black piece
You
of
can
it.
probably see it maybe better here. Inner bolts.
So the two blacks.
Yeah. So let's get these.
And the blacks, the two blacks go. It's like it goes through the plastic. That little
Yep,
plastic.
exactly. Yep, through the plastic. You can thread it by hand or however you want. There we go. It's a 10mm bolt, so nothing crazy. That's good. Oh yeah. She's on there. That's it. Oh, well, for inlet. Now you want to plug this guy back in. Let's just push this guy back.
Okay, it slips right there.
This guy, plug it back in.
Oh, so that it goes into the like actuator thing.
Yeah. There you go. Good click sounds. So then now you put this rubber back in. You kind of just follow the white holes here. So the bottom one has one. Kind of see it better there. See where the white hole is?
Oh, okay, the white hole lines up with that black
exactly.
bracket down there.
So this one.
See there's the white one lines up. Then the other white one lines up right there.
Okay, so everything's plugged back in. Click sound. 2 12 meters, or 2 12mm, 2 10mm. Plug back in. These hoses are good. Okay. These two are for the upper. This more wider, flat with the washer, I guess, right here on the bottom. Hand tight first, then torque it with your ratchet.
Crazy how they came up with like this design and everything.
Yeah, I know.
With the gasket that came up, this little actuator thing.
Hand tighten. That's it. Let's see. Make sure everything's still good here. Yep.
Everything looks good in there.
Yeah.
I didn't mess nothing up.
Nope. Click. Make sure the grommets here are in right here, and right here.
Oh yeah, those slide
Yeah.
in place and everything. Yep.
Make sure always these are too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so now basically you line up the grommet first.
Into that little hole thing, right?
That little pointing thing right here. It's pointing up.
Yeah, it's pointing up right.
Yeah, right there. Yep, perfect. Same thing, same way you put it in, you want to angle it like that. Roll it back in. Get it to the battery. Okay. You can't just feel it really. Perfect. Actually, I don't want to push it in yet. I want to get the hoses lined up. Okay, so same thing here. You want to kind of just get this one in first. There you go.
There
Same
we
way
go.
you put it on. Nice and slow.
So we'll put that on first and then slide.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. You can do either one, really. There you go. Perfect. Beautiful, beautiful. Make sure the grommet's in here.
In that little hole.
Like that.
Like that.
Same thing here. Yep. See right there?
Oh, it lines up like that?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So where you pointing to right there,
There.
and then this one lines
Yep.
up right there to there.
Same thing here. And it's just like an O-ring. Twist it in. There we go. Then the two 10mm bolts.
You can see how flush it sits too. That's pretty nice.
So it's possible to reuse this. You don't have to like break it off or cut it off like some people say. If it's OEM, you can reuse it. We have this one right here. Don't forget to plug this back in too.
Oh, there's something that's back there
for the battery.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's like a little zip tie thing.
No, it's just kinda. You just pinch it and pull it out.
And pull it out. Okay.
And then just click it back in.
And then there's a bolt that goes back into the battery.
Yep. It's like part of the battery tray or something. And one down here.
It's like all the way down. Oh, you can see it right
Yeah,
there.
all the way down there.
Yeah. Just tightening up the battery tray back there.
Yep. 10mm. Another one right here.
On the side. And that's the one that when you lift it up, it just sits in that hole.
Yeah. It's not gonna fall out. There we go. And then. Oh yeah, these two too. But let's just tighten it in too. So the 732. That's the socket size. Yeah. Nice and flush. Just like OEM. There you go.
Just push it up close enough to the edges.
Yeah.
And then tighten it down. Okay.
Yep.
So push it up and tighten it down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's snugging it. So you don't even see that line.
Yeah. Makes it flush. So you don't want to do too much or else this thing bends too. So just enough. Here you can see it. Nothing here. See, you want to do too much. There. Check OEM. Yep. Check that'll work. Oh. Look. There you go. 10mm bolt.
10 mils, 10 mils.
There you go. There you go.
Yep.
So trick, get the back of it in first. Lay the back of it in.
And then push the front in.
Yep, so they leave you a tab to help you like push it in. Plastic tab here. Push it in. There you go. Yep, these click right in. Click, 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 click. Clean it up in a bit. So let's put the MAF sensor back. See how it just clicks right back in. And plug her in. There you go. And the engine cover. But let's just double check everything. Check, check.
Did we tighten these things? I think so. I think we did.
No, I did. Always check. I hand tighten them.
Okay.
Let's check. Check, check, check. Click clamp here. 2 sensors good. All 4 torque is 35 foot-pounds. This is good. Both the springs are on. Yep.
10, 10, 10, 10.
10, 10, 2 10s, 2 12s.
There's only 4 over here, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then a clip, the plug I plug back in. And then
Yep.
the wires here.
The wires. Okay.
Our tubes, hoses. Underneath those 3 from downpipe to front pipe. 2 hangers on the side. That's it. Now let's put the engine cover back on.
Cover back on. What are those bolts up
Oh, my
here?
valve cover. Oh, those are from the heat shield.
Oh, the heat shield. Okay.
Yeah, the top one wears 3. Not too crazy yet. Okay. Check it. That's the Dream Automotive Downpipe.
Boom. Just like that. The PTP Turbo Blanket.
But I want you to check, turn it on.
Don't launch it. Put it in neutral.
Remus exhaust. Green badge is really popping. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep. So Oh, it's on the ground.
Yeah, see, this is very nice. Horizontal here.
Horizontal, yeah. That's, I think that what makes it really popping. You caught that, yeah. That's sick. Sick. That came out beautifully.